All right, good evening, everyone. I want to believe we know that today is our final class. So good evening. Good evening. Let me still hold on as we come into class. Thank you. All right. Good evening. Yeah, I'll just buy some time for us to come in. We're a bit plenty in class. Okay. All right, please, can we just pull up the ads for the session we're having tomorrow, so we can speak to that. Thank you. Hello. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Let's settle in. Let your friends, your colleagues know that the class has started for today. Good evening. Good evening, good evening, everyone. Good to see you all again. Yes, we're increasing. Whatever platforms you guys are, try to tell each other the class is ongoing already. And we have a whole lot to do today. We have about 4 things to do. Well, let me allow us come in a bit before I talk about it. Good evening, Chinoya. Good evening. Let's just use time to wait for some of our people. I don't know what's happening with attendance today, but we seem to be coming in a bit late. Yeah. So, in mercy, I'll wait for us a bit. Thank you. All right, so let's not forget of the training we have. Let me have please pull up the training flyer. Yes, the training we have, and it's important for you to learn how to thrive in a digital economy, okay? You can't do so much with this training if you actually don't learn how to use your training for your own good, you know. So that's what this is about. You need to learn how to thrive. You need to learn how to, make money, get a job, talk to your clients. You need to learn all of that. And that's what this is about. Breaking barriers, practical steps to thriving in the digital economy. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. It's no longer Saturday, it's no longer 26th. Let's keep tomorrow in our mind. 7 p.m. tomorrow, we're live. And it's live on LinkedIn, the Incubator Hub, as you can see to the top right. So guys, we have work to do. Yeah. Okay. So, quick one. I want us to go into what we have today. We're having 4 different things today. 4. I will be taking you on strategic partnerships. I'm taking you on strategic partnerships. This will be taking you on building your product portfolio. Damila will be taking you on product leadership and of course getting a job. And I'll be coming at the end to talk to you about your Capstone project. I'll repeat again. I'll be taking you on strategic partnerships for product managers now. My colleague BC will be coming up by 8:30 to teach you on portfolio building. Gamila will take it up from there after the break. to take us on leadership and product leadership, basically, and you know, your CV, more like getting a job, basically. Then I'll come towards the end to talk to you guys about your capstone project. If you can hear me, please just mention the things I said we'll do today. You don't have to mention everything, if it's just one of them. You know, so you're seeing all of us now, you know, yeah. So yeah, we're seeing all of us today. We're seeing all of us today. We're seeing all of us today. Yeah, so you're seeing all of us today. I would want us to get ready for that. Okay? All right, thank you. Leadership. If somebody's a leadership come up project, you come back towards us to talk about our project. Yes. Shall we having 4 sessions today? Exactly. You're going to play big time. You're going to play big time. Okay, just a minute. All right, so quickly, let's get into it. I'm sorry for those that will come late. We'll have to miss a lot because we have a lot to do today. So we have to pick it very fast. By 8:30, I would have to excuse for my colleague, BC. Yes. Yes. Right, just a minute. All right, so yes. Thank you. Exactly, thank you. You're welcome, big time. So let me get on quickly. So as a product manager, let me ask you a question. I mentioned the 3 C's in when we're doing product marketing. I mentioned the 3 C's, then I added one more C. So someone, if you can remember, type the 3 C's, put it in matter, type the 3 C and type the one more C I added. Quickly. I mentioned the 3 C's, then I added one more C towards the end, and I said it's now 4 C's. If you remember, just the 3 C's and add the 4 C. Let me see. I'm waiting. Sorry. I'm waiting. I gave you 3 C's. I said there'll be one more C to add. That is now 4 C. Let me see if you understand that. Yes, customers, competition, company, collaboration. Thank you very much, Divine. Yeah. So that's about it. So, and that's why I want to talk about partnerships. So I said collaborate on your weakness. So as a product manager, you know, most times you're also the partnerships manager. A lot of times they will not expect you to do this at your entry level. But for example, in my company now, I'm manager for products and partnerships. In most cases, you have to manage partners when you manage products. You understand? You will have to do both. Because on the product, you will notice what your team does not have, what your company does not have. When you analyze your company, you will see where you need to collaborate. When you analyze your company, you will see where you need to collaborate. Pull up my slide. Thank you. So pull up my slides, So when you analyze your company, you will see where you need to collaborate. And what's your company? How do you analyze your company? Anybody? Your company is either you, your developers, anything, whatever you have. So how do you analyze your company? Anybody? Don't forget your SWOT analysis. You do your SWOT analysis, you see your strength, your weakness, your opportunities, and what are your threats. And when you have seen them, you can see the area you are lagging. You can see the area you are lagging. And when you see it, you can know how to develop it. Do you understand? So you will see where you are. Yes, so apologies, please. Can you see my slides now? Please confirm you can see my slides now. I went off a bit. Thank you. Yes, you can see them now. You can see them now. So, yes, so I said as a product manager, you are going to do your analysis, your SWOT analysis of your company. In the four C's, what we're looking at is of the C's, your company and then the collaboration. So when you do the analysis of your company, you will see your weaknesses. It may be that your marketing team is not strong. It may be that your developers are not too good. It may be some other reasons. It may be some APIs that you don't have. I believe Mamila taught us about APIs, so you can check them. Okay? So when you see those things you don't have, what do? You collaborate. And that is where partnership comes in. So quickly, I said, oh, let me go back. Partnerships are essential for product managers to achieve success. They offer benefits, including access to new markets, increased visibility, and shared resources. Do you understand? So you have access to markets, you have increased visibility, you have shared resources. That's what partnership does to you. As a product manager, what you're doing is you're looking for people who have what you don't have. You're looking for people who have what you don't have. And when you do that, they begin to, grow. They begin to grow you. They begin to grow you. They impact on your own growth. They impact on your own success. So it's simple. You have three of them. You can have marketing partnerships. What are marketing partners? You can join them to do marketing campaign together. You can join them to do branded promotion, content collaboration. For instance, you're launching a product. If there's an agency, you can partner with them. You can start to look for a media agency to partner with them. You either pay something or you promise them equity. It depends. That's how partnership works. Your company may not be able to have a product and the marketing team, but you can partner with a marketing company to cover marketing. And they can just take a few, they can just take some little money while they also take some shares of the company. So you do together to win. That's it. Another one is technology partnerships. You may not have the technical strength to do all you have to do. But when you have a partnership that's strong in technology, what they do for you is to enhance what you have. Can you guys hear me? So they build on what you have, they promote what you have. We were on a product before that was having issues, and at the point where we were short of engineers, and we found out that there were partners, there were people who were a group of engineering team, and what they do is to take up companies that feel are struggling with their engineering, and they will help you throughout your engineering journey. Yes, it will help you. Of course, you will lose something. You can give them 5% shares. For many of them, it's always shares, most times. When you partner, it's always to share. Sometimes it can be share profit. That's all. Moving on, there's also distribution partnerships. That one is more on the physical products area. Now, so let's go to the benefits of partnerships. I said what you have when you partner, you have increased access. You have increased access. You have enhanced vision. Increased access. What it does to you, increase reach, basically. So you can reach new markets with partnership. For instance, let me help you. My company, where I work, we're a full technology company. But do you know that we do ATM machines, POS for banks? My boss will just tell you, go and look for one person that does this. I remember I brokered a partnership with an OEM in Jordan, with the companies in Jordan. And I looked for the website, I found them, they do the design, all this, they call them original equipment manufacturers. I found them, when I found them, I mailed them, they replied me, started calling, I still chat on WhatsApp with them until dates. They replied me, I told them we do presentation decks together, they shared them, okay. And they've been helping us meet our client needs. We provide the software, they provide the hardware. That's what partnership does to you. We have cost saving. Cost saving is because imagine if you want to get our own warehouse, get physical engineers that start building those equipment. We will not meet up. But they already have that. They have their leverage. They have over 100 years of experience on them. We add into our own year and look like we are that old and that smart in the industry. Partnerships will take you to where you can never go by yourself. Again, enhanced innovation is part of it. And then you will now improve customer experience. Do you understand? Moving on, I said, how do you identify potential partners? It's simple. Number one. So to identify your potential partners, number one, you're looking at them by industry, by target audience, and then market trends. So by industry, look at your competitors. Look at complementary businesses. For instance, you are launching Uber. Your partner may be Google, so that Google can give you the APIs of their Google Map. Can you guys hear me? They give you what they need. Your partner can be Nigerian police. Maybe you want to build a security feature into your application that is connected. Go to the police. Maybe they have one security incident. Maybe they have one incident management APIs that when you call, it can make from your app, you can communicate with the systems within the police environment that addresses all of these concerns. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, of course, you partner with your complementary business and competitor. Again, target audience. Your customers, your users, potential customers, look at organizations that have similar target markets. If you can hear me, please type something. So look for organizations that have similar target markets. For instance, when Bumper was launching something for traders that want to trade and all of that. And Facebook has Facebook Market. So they had a partnership with Meta. Yes, I know they do. Let me check. Bumper partnership with Meta. They had a partnership with Meta. Do you understand? And let me show you my news. Can you see? So what Bumper did was simple. If you can see my screen, what Bumper did was simple. They just partnered with Meta, and you can see we have now connected the Bumper app with Meta. So that means on your Bumper now, can you see Bumper support? You can now integrate what Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp to WhatsApp. So now receive Instagram DMs directly on Bumper. That means if you create a business account, people DM you on Instagram, do you understand? They can come to you. If people DM you on Instagram, on your Bumper app, you will receive that DM. That partnership is nothing. They may just release to them APIs. Do you understand? They could have just given them one API to use. I'm currently choosing a partnership. What that partnership does is that, let's say you build software for a bank. Good. If you use their APIs, let me tell you what it does. If they complain about that bank on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, on anywhere they are complaining about the bank, or there's a customer feedback, at the admin end, they will receive it on a portal, on a single portal. And when they reply to that message, do you understand? It will reply to wherever the comment came from on that platform. So if the reply came on Twitter, I don't need to know. I just need to be replying it. So your customer success people just need to be on one. They don't need to open 5 devices anymore. They be on one. You cannot spend all your time building that solution. The best you can do is to partner with somebody that has it. And then you broker a partnership. That's all. I'm currently pushing that partnership. In fact, I fixed the demo. I fixed the meeting for them for November 1. I'm telling you practically now for you to know how this thing works. So we're meeting November 1 to discuss on these features. And of course, I integrate them into my application. Some partners you will broker are for relationships. Training. Some of them have years of experience you don't have. And they can train your engineers. They can train your people. Those are partnerships. Market trend. Analyze emerging technologies. Analyze technologies. Look at those who have what you don't have. We're currently building, you're building a chatbot these days. You can't be using the old method anymore. You have to use AI APIs. Either you're using from OpenAPI, or you're using Gemini, or you're using X, or you're using Grok, whatever you're using, but you have to. Sometimes, let me tell you what partnership does to you. It saves your cost. If it's to go online, and just do it your own way, they may just pay heavily on it. But if you partner, they get to reduce, they get introduced to other things. Moving on, so that we can finish this on partnerships. So how do you evaluate if a partner fits your product? Don't just say they say partnership, bulaba, everything they come in. No. Shared values. Look at the mission of your company, look at your principles, look at their own principle. See if you can partner. Look at your strengths. If I partner with this person, do we complement? Look at mutual benefits. What are the value propositions? What are we doing together? Before you talk to them, let me tell you why. Nigerians are obsessed with something when they hear it. When people hear partnerships, they are just happy. So they are all over. So for most people, they've talked to 100 partners in 1 year, and they've not done anything with one of them. So don't just go and look for partners for the sake of it. Ask yourself, why am I getting this partner? What do I need them for? What are we going to achieve together? Draw a plan. It can be a 2, 3, 4, 5 years plan. And then from this our first meeting, what is the next 5 actions we are going to take? Always have that in your mind. What is the next 5 actions we are going to take together? And you must know. Good. Moving on, I said how to negotiate partnership, how to negotiate partnership terms, scope. Define the scope of what you're doing together. Don't think you're small. Partnership is not for somebody who is not good. Babami, I'm not small. What are you guys doing together? Check the metrics, track the KPIs of our success. What are we doing together? What are we going to achieve? When are we going to look at it? Do you understand? Check the timeline. Establish clear timeline. And then the most important one is compensation. Agree on revenue sharing equity arrangement, or other financial terms. Let me tell you the truth. If you start your partnership conversation, carry your legal team along. Carry the legal along. They will be working on those contracts. And those are the things you sign to. Every agreement you need. I know that this thing may look advanced to you for now, but please note them down. It's for your good. Alrighty. Maintaining strong partnerships. There are three things you need to do. Number one, have open communication. Regularly communicate, share progress, address challenges. Of course, the same thing with feedback loop. Provide room for them to give constructive feedback. Finally, is to build trust. Demonstrate reliability, transparency, and integrity. I told you about when I was talking last time about, let's say you built a gateway, like let's say Flutter now, you now built a gateway for OPay, and it's taking 2 naira on all the contributions. You understand? Make sure that you do not tweak it in your application to make sure that it's just 1.68 naira that goes to them. That 32 kobo you removed is going to affect your integrity and transparency. Of course, almost towards the end, I said you must learn to roadmap your partnerships for optimum performance. Always roadmap your partnership. Don't just leave your partnership in the air. This partnership, I'm putting them in a roadmap. Number one is initial assessment. Identify your goals, identify your partners, identify your metrics. It's like entering a relationship. What are we doing together? Why am I doing this? It's a partnership, literally. Number two, partnership agreement. Negotiate terms, define responsibilities. What am I doing? What are you doing? And establish communication protocols. Are we communicating by mail? For instance, we're currently building a solution where the software and the backend was built by someone else. The person is partnering with us for UI and front end. The entire APIs and endpoints was built by a company. It's partnering with us for the UI, for the front end, and then for our market reach. And trust me, guys, I won't lie to you, we have been on contract for the past 2 months. We have been working on contracts for the past 2 months. So partnership is that important for you. Of course, work on your implementation and work on your continuous optimization. By 8:30, we'll be looking at product portfolio. So don't go anywhere, we're still together. I said your implementation phase, execute joint initiatives to track progress and monitor KPIs. Of course, you should have known implementation, you should have known what you're doing together before you call for a partner. Then, of course, continuous optimization. So before I hand over, I will run you through this. You will face challenges in your partnership journey. I can tell you that for free. But one of the first things you will do, number one first, is communication. When you notice that there is communication breakdown, communicate more. For instance, there are some partnerships you may not communicate with because your goals have changed. Okay? It could be that maybe your boss or your leader changed the communication, or changed the terms of your agreements, and it's not flowing as before. Do you understand? You may not, for instance, the partner I've not been talking to for a while, and that's because what we plan to do together has changed. But then I'm also be careful to not engage a partnership your management has stopped engaging with. So, of course, a partnership will go. But then, if there's communication breakdown that you can cover, please do. Financial issues. If the competition is not, don't go and cheat yourself. Don't just say you're looking for a partner. You can only have 100% share. For example, let me put it this way. You have 1,500 share capital for those who know anything about it. Because you are bringing in somebody that is an investor, maybe the partner is very rich, the venture capitalist, you brought them in, you now give them 1,300 out of your share capital, you now have 200 left. By the time you get into journey, it starts hurting you, and then you notice that you have issues. So from the beginning, negotiate fair competition terms and ensure transparency. Again, misaligned expectations. Clearly define your goals, your responsibilities before you get your partners. And finally, from my end, leveraging partnership for product growth. There are 3 things you must always be looking at. Instead of you're getting market expansion, you're getting revenue growth, you're getting growth innovation. Personally, these are the 3 I use, that's why I put it here. Instead of market expansion, maybe they have stronger markets, reach new customer segments through partner networks. See, don't be shy. Partnership, product management, when you're working, is not a place for assuming if you know or not. Be very, very bold. What's in it for me is your conversation here. Reach new customer segments, generate new revenue system through them. You have a market. See, then to tell them, we can see that you have 5 million customer base. How can we use them together? We need more money. How can we do that together? Product innovation. You guys have AI capabilities we don't have. How can we work it together? For your first call, when you have your conversations on the what they need for me, they will notice you know what you're doing and they will deal with you fairly. So, of course, that's it of partnership. And we also share all of these slides with you. I know that there's so many slides I have that I've not shared. I'll put them up for you today. And I will allow my colleague to take it over from here as we all learn about product portfolio. Thank you so much, Lisa.
All right, thank you so much, Adeleke. That was a wonderful section, and I'm sure everybody has learned one or two things from your teaching. Yeah. So, good evening once again, everyone. In a while, please confirm you can all hear me. Good evening, everyone. Can you all hear me? Hello, can everyone hear me? Please confirm you can hear me before we proceed to tonight's class. All right, good. All right. Yeah, good to have everybody on the call once again. Hi, Jumoke, Olorunsho, yeah, Mata, Defunke. Doctor is not on this call because I've not seen her chat. Yeah. All right. So we don't have much time tonight, so we'll just go straight to the point. Yeah. All right. So I'll be taking us through a topic titled portfolio building. And I believe we are all familiar with portfolio in one way or the other. I'm sure we've heard about portfolio. Yeah, hi Esther, good evening. Yeah, we have to be very, very fast tonight. We have just 30 minutes. Yeah, all right. So, when you hear the word portfolio, what comes to your mind? Like, what comes to your mind as a product manager? What comes to your mind? I just need like 2 or 3 responses on the chat box so that I can start sharing my slide. Yeah, thank you everyone. Welcome. Yeah, thank you so much, ladies. Thank you so much. Yeah. So portfolio. What comes to your mind when you hear the word portfolio as a PM? Do you think you need a portfolio? What's the definition of portfolio? I need responses on the chat box because we are still going into practical class and we have to like put us through on how to build the portfolio. So this is just the theoretical aspect. We are still diving into the practical aspect of it. So let's minimize our time. Yeah, portfolio shows the work. Portfolio shows the work or projects you've worked on. All right, great. So yeah, you are very right. Big shows a document that shows your work and what defines you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Portfolio is a collection of work done. Beautiful. Yeah, so a portfolio contains evidence of your work throughout your career. It's just like an evidence. Like they'll just say show workings. Do you understand? So your portfolio is just like show workings. Like, do you understand? A document that shows your value, the experiences you have, all the stuff you've written on your CV. You can do this, you can work under pressure, you work on thousands projects. We want to see what you've done. Do you understand? So it's just like your evidence, your workings and all. Thank you so much, everyone. You've all given a brilliant definition. So let me quickly just share my screen so that we can dive into the practical class. So if I'm fast, please let me know. I'm also on YouTube here to see so that I'll be able to read comments. So let me know if I'm fast. Let me know if I'm fast. All right. So let me dive into some. So I'm trying to share my screen, guys. Yeah, portfolio is where documents are kept. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. So please confirm you can see my screen. Yeah. Portfolio is where documents are. Please confirm you cannot see my screen. Yeah. Great. So our class tonight is divided into 3 sections. We're having portfolio building, we're having case study, and we're also having a question and answer section as well. So Definition of portfolio, like we all define on the chat box, that portfolio contains an evidence of the work you've done in the past, collection of your projects, the workings, like they say, like I mentioned earlier on. So, portfolio building refers to the process of creating a collection of your work, accomplishments, projects, skills, and experiences. The purpose of portfolio building can vary depending on your what, your profession, your industry, and your personal goals. So we've all defined what portfolio is, so we don't need to spend much time here. So moving on, some context in which portfolio building is important. Why do we need a portfolio? For career development, for educational purpose, for entrepreneurship and freelancing, for professional networking, personal branding and marketing. I don't need to explain all of this, something that we all have, and it explains itself. Career development, definitely you need to have a portfolio for you to be able to track your past record, what you've done, and also to also be able to like sell you to people. For your career development, you need to be able to know what you've done in the past. What have you done? So with your portfolio, you can easily go back and say, okay, I've done this part. I need to like develop this aspect of my career. Is that understood? So the other one is educational purpose. It depends on what you need your portfolio for, basically, right? So we have different types of portfolio. But we as a products managers, we need our own for what? For career development, obviously, because we need to get a very good job. And how do we get a good job? By showing workings, by showing evidence. Do you understand? So the next one is entrepreneurship and freelancing. We have professional networking. If you want to network with people as well, it also helps you as well for your personal branding and marketing. I will not really, I won't really spend much time on the theory aspect because I want us to dive into the practical aspect of it so that you can know how to build your own portfolio. So, this has explained itself already. We don't need to spend much time here. So the next one is, why should you build portfolio as a product manager? We have number one, to demonstrate your expertise. We have, if I'm too fast, please just tell me. You can drop a chat on the chat box. I'll just slow down a bit. So there's no point rushing. If I'm unable to, to add value. The goal is to add value. It's not just to be reading, reading, reading. So if I'm not, please call my attention so that I can slow down a bit. Thank you so much, ladies. All right, so why do you think you need to build your portfolio as a product manager? Number one is to demonstrate your expertise. Number two, you should show us what evidence of success. And number three is to what establish credibility. I don't need to spend much time here. Why? Because we all know that we are all graduates, obviously. We have people that has BSc. Okay, I should increase my side. Okay. Wow, my bad. All right, I think it's fine now, ladies. Yeah, thank you. So, demonstrate expertise, evidence of success, and to establish credibility. When we talk about demonstrate expertise, a portfolio will showcase what you've done, how good you are, including your ability to prioritize features, to manage your budget, to how you've collaborated with your past team and all. Do you understand? So I'm sure most of us on this call, we are all graduates. We have BSc, we have people that has masters, we have people that even have PhD on this call. But what we set you apart is what? Your portfolio, in the sense that this is what you've done in the past. Everybody can say I'm this, I'm that, but we need evidence to prove what you have done, and that can only be what to be seen in your portfolio and establish credibility. A well-curated portfolio will establish your credibility and professionalism, demonstrating to your clients, your employers, your track record. I've explained this one as well. So that is why you need to what? To have your portfolio worked on. So every activities you do, there's no small project, right? Or for a startup like you, they are still taking courses. Be so sensitive about everything you are doing. Like make sure everything is well detailed. Do you understand? In your portfolio. Moving on, it also helps you to enhance communication, serve as a communication tool during interviews, your meetings and presentation. When you have your portfolio, right, they don't need to even be asking you, like you don't like for you to sell yourself. It is very easy. Do you understand? Because they already have your all the work that you have done. So they will just be looking at it and they'll just be asking questions based on what is on your portfolio. So it serves as a communication tools during your interviews, meetings, presentations. It also allow you to articulate your experiences and vision for product management effectively. With your portfolio, it makes communication faster and easy. Do you understand? And also differentiate yourself. I think I mentioned that when I started that in competitive job markets, a strong portfolio sets you apart from other peers. Like I tell you, in the tech space, right? They focus more on your experience. They don't even focus more on your BSc or your masters that you think you are. What they focus on is what practical aspect of it. Do you understand? What they focus more is your portfolio. Do you understand? So I tell people that instead of you focusing on you want to get certificates, you want to get certificates, you want to get certificate, why not get experience? Do you understand? So when you get your experience, you have your portfolio built. It's very easy for you to be able to differentiate yourself among other peers because BSc, masters is like pure water. Everybody has it. Yes. So what differentiates you is your what? Your portfolio. How you build it, you take your time to build it. Solid portfolio. Yeah. Let's move on, guys. So how do you build your portfolio? You define your purpose and your audience. First of all, you have to understand the purpose of your portfolio. Are you showcasing your work to potential employers or your clients or your peers? Who are you targeting? For example, you want to work with Google or you want to work with Microsoft company, right? And I don't know what your plans are really, but if you are working, if you have the intention of working with those set of people, you should be able to identify them and tailor your portfolio content to appeal to those people. It's not that, for example, you're a baker or you're a tailor and you're writing all of those things on your portfolio. Excuse me, what are you trying to do? It doesn't We don't need to have that on your portfolio. What you should have is something that will be channel straight, that will be channel on what you're trying to achieve. You are trying to get this role. So whatever that will be on that portfolio should be something that is going to encourage your employer to be able to hire you. I will not spend much time on this one. The next one is what? Select your best quality work. Choose a selection of your most impressive and relevant project or achievement. What am I trying to say here is that I understand that we are still learning and you're just trying to like, to get your own niche in the tech space, right? And you don't really have much project. So I don't think this applies to you for now because you haven't really worked on much project. But I tell you, by the time you start working on projects, now you're having like 10, 20 projects. Select the best one that you're working on. It's not all projects. You can select your best three that when they ask you question that tell me, you said you built a product from 0 to 1. Take us through how you build a product from 0 to 1 based on your portfolio. So when you are doing that as well, it's not every of your work that you should be on the portfolio, but the one that gives most impressive and achievement that you can easily talk about. When they ask you questions, when you wake you up when you are sleeping, you can tell them, I did this, I worked on this, I do this, I do that. Do you understand? So yeah, that's it about that. And the next one, create a professional website. Yes, I'm going to take us through how to build a professional website, right, with a free tool. And once I'm done with the theory aspect of it, if I'm rushing, please let me know so I can slow down. It's not because we don't have much time tonight. So you build a professional website. That's what I want to take us through tonight. So we'll get there. And highlight key information. Each project or work example should provide a brief description highlighting the objective, your role, technology that you used. For you to get the technology that you use, is this development team guys that will give you all of those things. Because when you're writing your PRD, they also need to also give you what? All the technical requirements that you need for that project to be worked on. So all of those things you need to have an understanding so that it will enable you to have a comprehensive what? Portfolio. So the next one is include testimonial and recommendation. As we are all on this call, we're about how many of us on this call now? You should be able to speak to your friends that you work with on your capstone project to write a recommendation about your testimony and all of those things. There's no big deal. On LinkedIn as well, you can by the time you are building your LinkedIn profile and all of those things. It's not that hard, right? But at the same time, that's what I'm saying that your relationship with your team member is very essential and very, very important because these are the people you work with. These are people that will recommend you. These are the people that will okay, I work with also person on a project. I can vouch for this person to be given this role and all. Do you understand? So all of these things need to be included on your testing, on your portfolio. Yeah, thank you. The next one, demonstrate skills and expertise. I think I've explained this one. Showcase your specific skills, your certification, qualification, relevance to your field. Yeah, you can include it. Yes, your publications, because there'll be time you also have to like publish an article or medium. All of these things will also enhance you to be given an upper edge when you're applying for a job. The next one, update regularly. So as you proceed on your career in life, don't be a lazy person. Keep updating your portfolio as time goes by. Don't leave a portfolio that you worked on like 2 years ago. It's still the same thing that if you are still using to search for a job in 2025. No, please. As you move higher and higher, keep on updating it. Keep on updating it. And the last one, seek feedback and iterate. Exactly. As a PM, you have to be agile, and it also applies in what in your portfolio building as well. So you need to have a mentor, and your mentor might be very busy. Obviously, they are busy. They are busy people as well. But it now depends on your relationship with them. You shouldn't just be when you need help, they are reaching out to them. You can just send them a chat, hi man, hi ma or hi miss, whatever way you're addressing her or him. I'm just checking up selling. It shouldn't just be only when you need help. They always, hi ma, I want to do this. Can you? No, you have to create a platform first. If a platform that that will also take you, that even if your mentor is busy, he or she will create time for you. So you also need to like show your mentor or whoever that is guiding your career path on your portfolio if it is up, if it's okay for you to search for a job and all. You cannot do this journey alone. I'm telling you, you can't do this journey alone. You need a mentor, you need a guide, someone to a guardian that's gonna help you on this part, because you can't do it alone basically. Exactly. So I don't know if am I adding value in any way? Am I too fast? If I'm too fast, please drop it on the chat box. Am I too fast? We have idea of what you're talking. So if not, I can't learn it with this way you're teaching it. Oh God. I want us to dive into the practical aspect of it. That's why. Because if we spend much time on the theory aspect, we won't be able to go through the theory aspect of it tonight. Do you understand? So that's why. So you can as well watch the rest. Since it's live, you can always play the video also on YouTube when we are done. All right. So yeah. So the next one is some of the tools you can use in creating a portfolio. You can use VC, you can use Notion, you can use Behance, you can use Dribble, Notion, you can use WordPress. But for tonight's class, I'm going to teach us how we're going to make use of VC, vcy.co, right? So I will advise you to join this call using your phone, then use your laptop to practicalize this. So first of all, you have to like um so I'm going to take us through the practical class right now. So this is it. So you just go on Google right now. This one is very fast and easy. That's why I'm trying to make use of this vzy.co. So you can use this to build your portfolio. You can also use Notion, but this one is very easy for a starter for you to use. So I'm going to like take us through it. So just search for this on Google, vzy.co, right? Create your site. Can anyone hear me? Somebody said if you are rushing. Yes, you are rushing. Uh, we don't have much time, ladies. That's why I'm sorry. Can you all see my screen? Good. So just use your laptop right now. Search for go on. Just type vzy.co on Google. Good. So click on create your website. I think you need to create an account first. My bad. You need to log like me now. I have an account with them. But for you that are just joining, there is need for you to just sign up first. So let me just use one of my accounts to sign in. Because I'm using I just hope I don't have an account. I just hope I've not created something with this. Please confirm you can hear me. Yes, you can see your screen. So so this is it now. Create a new site. So so you can also use like a template if you want to create a new site. So I'll just suggest that for we that we are just starting, right? You can simply use a template. Do you understand? What is the type? vzy.co. vzy.co. Can you see it here? vzy.co. Thank you. So let me take it. Let me. I'll, the first thing I did. Let me explain myself again. The first thing I did was had to sign up, right? And I clicked on templates. Can you see the templates? So, but if you have the time, you can decide to create your own new site. Like if you want to be very, what's the word? If you want to be innovative, you can take your time to create a new site. But for we that we are just starting, I would just suggest that you can just use the templates that we have here. So you click on templates. We have so many templates here that you can use. Can you see? So you can just search for it. That which one do you want to use? Which one do you think you can use? You can decide to use this product manager. You can use this one. You can use this one. So you can just say use templates. So the first thing is going to ask you is that what's your site name? My name is BC Babayemi, previously. So you just write BC Babayemi, right? Continue. So can you see what we have here now? So here you just come to this UI UX, for example. You write product manager, products. The reason why I'm saying suggesting that you use this is because it's very easy for you to use. Do you understand? And subtitle, you can write something about yourself. My name is BC. I'm a passionate this and that. I do this, I do that. You can use ChatGPT. Nobody is stopping you from using ChatGPT. Just set yourself in such a way that when they are even looking at when your what's it called? Your recruiter is looking at your portfolio, will feel so good about it and want to employ you. Also, once they are done with that, you can add your image here. For example, okay, image. For example, you can add your image. Let me add an image here. Let's assume that I want to use this. Network is very slow, that's why. That image was supposed to appear. I don't know why it's not appearing, but I think okay, yeah. So the image is going to like appear here, but I guess it's because of network. So for your skills here, right? You're going to change all of these things that we have here. You can remove UX research. You're not a UX researcher. You can write number one, what do you do as a product manager? What are the things that you do? What are the skills you have? Can we mention some of the skills that we have as a product manager? What are the things you do? You conduct user research, right? User research. That's one. And you can now write description of what you are doing as a what's it called as a product manager. All of those things you're going to add like a test. Okay, what you've done as a user researcher. And for here also wireframing, do you do what is it? Do you have the skills of a wire exactly market research? So for this one too, market research, you had it, you edit it here. These things like the timing is not gonna be enough for us. Yeah, it's not gonna be enough. Market research, user persona, so all of those skills you write it there. You're going to like edit all of these things that we have here. So this portfolio we're having here are the products and the project you've worked on. Portfolio. So here you're going to like have like the products you've worked on. If, for example, now your capstone project is an example, product strategy. Thank you. So you can change accessibility to product strategy. It's a whole lot of work. I would have loved to show you my own portfolio, but product strategy, product strategy. So can you see collaboration skills? You're expected to have that also. So all of these things that we have here, you have to like edit it to fit in into the skills that you have. And this get templates, you can just change it to you can just change get templates to contact me or something like that, depending. So when you are writing that contact me, you can write maybe you can, or better still, you can write LinkedIn, for example. Let's assume you have LinkedIn, so you can add like LinkedIn here, and you write your you add your LinkedIn, and what's it called, the link, you add it here, and when they click on it, it's going to take them there. And for this learn more also, you can also add your CV. You can add your CV here where there is learn more. Change this learn more here. This is learn more. You can write your resume here. So you upload your resume here. You can upload it on a Google Drive. You can put the link. I'm, I'm going to go back to the video you have to be talking while taking the steps. Oh my god, it's because we don't see now we're 7:56 already. I have just 30 minutes. That's what happened. So for this portfolio part, right, you click on it. Maybe you work on what projects? Maybe you work on a flow app, for example, right? So you just write the flow app here. Can you see? Then you write the description of what you did. What is the flow app all about? Our flow app is a menstrual app that we did this, we did it, we did this. We just short story about it. You write it there. Media. So maybe the front screen or the arrow, what's it called? The arrow section of the app or something, or a picture of the products you are working on. You can upload it here. So it's going to bring that image here, right? So you can put a link there. If it's prototype, for example, that you're trying to upload, you can add like an high prototype of it. It's going to write like an high prototype here. So you add the link here. www dot, it's going to be a Figma file, obviously. But if it's a live project, then you can put the live, for example, let's say it's Facebook, for example. Let's just put Facebook here. It's not Facebook that you worked on, but let's facebook.com, for example. You now click on opening a new tab. So when you click on it like this, it's going to, once you just click on publish, once you are done with your what's it called, your shalaye, you are done with your, you are done explaining your portfolio, you just click on publish and it will go live. And this link here, you click on it, that's your link. Article, here is the article we have here. For the article, there is need for you to write an article on Medium. You have to write an article on Medium. So you write an article here. Then when you write it on, when you write the article, you also need to put the link here. For example, you are writing a guide to effective UX design. You write text like a summary here. It's not necessarily has to be something long. Then you add the link here, so that when they click on the link, it will take them to where, to Medium, to go and read it. You will not stop there. Under this philosophy that we have here, right, you can decide to change it to something else, right? You can decide to about me or something. No, you don't need to change philosophy. Philosophy has to be philosophy. You can leave the philosophy there, but it has to do with what you believe in about being a PM. You can change this picture to your own picture, obviously, right? You can put this. Can you see? You can just change this to your picture here. You can change learn more to um let's build your product, right? You can just change it to, it depends, you just have to be creative about it. You can change it to let's build. And when you're putting that let's build, you can put a link on maybe your Gmail. Do you understand? Maybe your Gmail address or something. Do you understand? You can put you can put maybe www dot something something something, right? So that when they click on let's build like this, they'll just take you to your email. So this thing, do you understand? I'm very sorry that I'm very, very fast, guys, but I have just 30 minutes, and you can see I'm trying to like, and this is very, very important because you need to have a portfolio. But if you don't understand it there, just chat me up on LinkedIn. I can even share mine with you so that I can, because I actually use this for my own portfolio as well, so that I can just see it as a template. And when you look at my own, then it's very easy for you to use because I actually use this when yeah, so I can share mine with you. So email, you can click on the email here, you put your email here, you put the link here, bisolababson@gmail. Do you understand? At gmail.com. Do you understand? And you click on opening a new tab. The meaning of opening a new tab is that it's going to take them to another tab. Do you understand? So you can add your LinkedIn, your Twitter, and also if you want to add more column, maybe there are other things you want to like explain. Maybe you are the type of person you're into public speaking and you also want to sell yourself. What you just have to do is just that you come here, you have to explain all of these things. Um there's something I'm looking for. You can add another page to it. Do you get? Let's assume that you want to add what can we add though? Maybe you want to add the one I spoke about, testimonial. Very, very important. I think there's a testimonial here. Why am I not seeing testimonial here? Uh I'm not seeing there should be testimonial here. Uh there's because I added testimonial to my own. For example, now maybe you want to add more, maybe you've worked on like maybe like 10 projects and there's no enough space and you want to add, like I said, you should upload the most important projects. Do you understand? You should upload the most important project. So you can add page. When you click on add page like this, it will give you extra. Do you understand? But let me click Control Z. Or better so you can delete it. Can you see we have this is you will change this one to testimonial. But you can try to delete this project one anyways. I think it looks somehow. So if at all you have more than one project, you can just add them. Do you understand? You can just add all of these things here. Uh, my philosophy in God we trust. All other moves. I hear you. So guys, there are a lot of things you can do. I'm sorry that I have to rush, right? So here, your picture has to be here. I don't know why my picture is not uploading here. Excuse me. I don't know. And you can even try to even change the way this thing is. You can even add form. See, you can add form, guys. You can add form. Can you see? This is the form here. So first name, email, your LinkedIn. So whosoever that visits, you can even use SEO here. So whosoever that wants to like have like wants to invite you for an interview, the person will write their name, their email, and what will be here is what your LinkedIn can be here. So once they fill it, you get notification. Can you see? Can you see it? You can put your email, your phone number, you can do a lot of things there. Thank you, and they will submit it. And they will submit it. So where this LinkedIn is, you can decide to change it. Button. You can change it to submit or something. You can change it to. You can even write let's build or anything. Let's build. You just have to be creative about it. Do you understand? So once they just click let's build like that, you definitely get the notification and all of those things. I'm sorry that I have to rush it, but your picture has to be here. I don't know why my picture is not showing here. This picture has to show. I don't know why this picture is not showing. Maybe because, oh, this is where the, why is the picture showing like this? No, I don't like this. Change the style, guys. So you can just change the style like this. Change the style like this. It makes sense. So cute. Can you see? Now you're talking. So I've spent more than 5 minutes on this call. So I'm sorry I've extended my time. So even all of this. So when you are done, you just click on publish. Do you understand? And you can always edit also. You can edit it. Maybe you made a mistake or you want to do something, you can come back and edit it. So there are so many things you can do, guys. Your resume, you can upload it. Your school, let's collaborate. You can also create another section of this. You can add your, what's this one here, recommendation. Just check the features, sit down. Okay, sit down on this thing and explore it. It's free, you don't have to pay. And once you publish it like this, you can send the link to anybody. That's your portfolio. So guys, if you have any question, I hope okay, when you publish, where, what will you show? Do you want me to publish this thing? This thing is, I'm not done with this thing. No, it, do you want me to publish it? Please, can I use the cafe to, when if you click on publish like this, everybody can see it online, but people that you give the link to can see it. So when you publish, it's going online straight, right? So whoever that has the link can access it. But if they don't have the link, they cannot. So this is what is going to show now. I'm trying to preview it. Can you see? This is it. These are your projects that you work on. These are the articles for recommendation as well. You have to, like, you add more box to it. Let's collaborate. Use your Twitter link, your LinkedIn link, your email. So BC Baba Yemi. So this is what it's going to look like when you publish it. Can you see? It's going to be like this. So if you want to edit it, you see this editing here. You click on editing. Can you see? So since we do not have any project actually work, you have project though. You have project. All these small projects you are doing, you can upload it. So guys, I think I have to like I have to like what's the English to use to exit the call so that my colleague will take us for his own section. And thank you everyone. If you do not have question, I hope I'm able to. So stop screen. Yeah. So guys, so that's all guys for tonight's class from my own end. So if you don't have any question, the template is free. Very, it is free. So we are going on a short break now. Then my colleague is going to take you through the next section. Thank you guys for having me. Bye.
Have you ever wondered how digital skills can change lives? Do you know that over 60% Africans lack basic digital skills and over 4 billion people in the world lacks access to internet? And this has been a major obstacle in economic growth, social inclusion, and education. And this has held a lot of people back from reaching their full potential. This is where digital literacy advocacy comes in. We are on a mission to empower individuals in digital skills and positioning them well in this fourth industrial revolution. This is me inviting you to join our team of digital literacy ambassadors, changing the narrative and bringing this into reality. Imagine the impact you could have made by helping just one person gain a digital skill. By doing that, you would help the person income by 10% and the prospect for employment by 25%. As an ambassador, you would help the person to become much more inclined and understand the importance of technology, enhancing this world that we are. Are you ready to make a difference? Join us as a tech ambassador to create a digitally empowered society. Have you ever wondered how digital skills can change lives? Do you know that over 60% Africans lack basic digital skills and over 4 billion people in the world lacks access to internet? And this has been a major obstacle in economic growth, social inclusion, and education. And this has held a lot of people back from reaching their full potential. This is where digital literacy advocacy comes in. We are on a mission to empower individuals in digital skills and positioning them well in this fourth industrial revolution. This is me inviting you to join our team of digital literacy ambassadors, changing the narrative and bringing this into reality. Imagine the impact you could have made by helping just one person gain a digital skill. By doing that, you would help the person income by 10% and the prospect for employment by 25%. As an ambassador, you would help the person to become much more inclined and understand the importance of technology, enhancing this world that we are. Are you ready to make a difference? Join us as a tech ambassador to create a digitally empowered society. Have you ever wondered?
Hello everyone. How you guys doing today? I didn't know I was going to still see all of us again today, but yeah, I am. Can you hear me now, Mata? All right. How's the class been so far? Okay. So it's nice to see everybody again. So today, we're going to be having like a conversation, right? I want to talk about two things. Product leadership and how you can find a job. You know, these two subjects are great. Okay, these subjects are important thing that to be that we should discuss, right? So, let's just get into it straight up. So, when we talk about product leadership, I know we've talked about product management, we've had the conversations, we've walked you through step by step stages, you know, the different things you do as a product manager, right? Today is quite different, right? I want to talk about leadership in the product space, right? So the reason why this is important, over time, a product manager must, you know, have this basic leadership skill. And as you grow in your product space, right, as you grow as a product manager, it will get to a point where you need to lead a product team or you lead a team. In fact, even as a product manager, you lead a team because you are managing the team of, you are managing your engineers, managing every stakeholders that are involved in you developing your product. So these skills are really, really very important. So when you think of product leadership, just think of yourself as, please, can everybody hear me before I start to, you know, go deep? And you know, as usual, you can always call me back if you need me to answer certain questions. So every product manager must actually learn to be a leader, right? You must be able to lead your team. You must be able to lead stakeholders, right? It's very, very important because that's one way you would actually grow the rank. Another way where that you can also build successful products, right? So a lot of times you see people don't have successful products. People don't have products to their name, not because they don't really know the basics of or the core of product management. They understand the documentation part. They understand, you know, the sprint, all this setting up sprints, you know, documentation. They know all of those stuff, you know, they know the basics, but something is missing. They don't understand the leadership part of product management. And that is why that is one of the things that we'll be discussing, because it is very, very important. I've told you, I've given you examples. I've told you a lot of times, how engineers and product managers would have it, how engineer in their mind, before you even start to work with them, they think that they want to frustrate you. They don't like you. So a product manager who has this leadership skill, right, who understands product leadership, will be able to work with any engineer, any stakeholder. Why? Because you are a product leader. You're not just a product manager who just wants to build a product. You understand? All right. Do you get it? If you get it, let me know. Just as usual, just drop it in the comments. Just tell me you get it before we go further. So I'm going to be very fast because I'm mindful of time. I'm just going to mention a few things, right? A few things. Of course, if I'm too fast, you can always call me back. Right? So think of a product leader as, a conductor in an orchestra, right? There are a group of people who wants to sing, but you are the one directing them, right? You want to direct them. You want to make sure that all the instruments are on ground. You want to make sure that everybody is in alignment. You want to make sure that everybody is well coordinated. Now, a lot of times you don't necessarily have to be the one who would sing, right? You're not the one singing the song, but you are the one coordinating people who are singing the song. So as a product leader, you are not necessarily the one, writing the code. In fact, it might get to a point in your career where you might not necessarily have to even do all the documentation, right? But then you are like the conductor. You are leading these people to do everything in harmony, right? You want everybody to harmonize, right? And you can't do this without understanding product leadership. Do you get? All right. So I'm going to quickly talk about. I like a few things, right? A few things to think about, right? I've mentioned in the midst of my plenty story, right? A product leader, you make sure that now beyond just you wanting to build a product, you are looking at the product beyond the building. You are thinking of the trend, what's happening in the future, right? Now, think of two things when you think of a product leader. You think of innovation, right? And collaboration. A product leader is someone who is innovative, right? Is innovative and knows how well to collaborate, right? You know how to balance things, right? You know how to balance things. I'm trying to say a lot of things within a short while, right? But then, so let me just talk about some certain things, some certain vital skills that I feel you should have, right? I feel you should have as a product leader. I know I've mentioned all of these things. I've told you that beyond knowing all of this documentation, knowing all of this, there are some things that I think is very core for a product manager, let alone a product leader, right? You must be able to, think beyond just now. You understand? So let me give an example. You must be a strategic thinker, right? You see beyond the now. Now you see beyond just the next sprint that you want to start. You are thinking about the future. You are thinking about what will happen, right? In fact, while you're starting to develop, you're already thinking about, what's going to happen to this product in the nearest future. What's the trend like? You understand? What's the trend like? As a product leader, right, beyond just building, you are thinking that, okay, now AI is coming in vogue. What would happen, right, if we don't even think about, integrating, finding a way to leverage this new trend on our platform? Do you get? So you think beyond just the sprint, beyond just you want to build. You are strategic in your thinking. And it goes beyond just thinking about the product. You are thinking about the market. You are thinking about your team. You are thinking about how to handle stakeholders even before they come at you. You're already thinking, a lot of times, right? I usually use my day-to-day life as an example. A lot of times, before something would happen, I would have thought about it before it happens. So at the time it's happening, I already know the possible questions you will ask me, and I already know the answers that I will give you, right? As a product leader, you have to be strategic in your thinking, right? You have to be strategic in your thinking. So recently, right, in my workplace, so there was this uproar about something they needed to do, something that would happen so soon. I'd already known that. Now I have a team I manage. So by virtue, I lead the team working on a particular project, in where I work, right? So I already knew that a pressure is coming, right, to my team. And once it gets down, a lot of times they wouldn't know how to handle what is coming for them. I had already seen it, right? I'd already seen it, and in my head, I'd already played out all the possible scenarios, right? How can I protect my team? How can I defend? How can I shield them from whatever is coming? Because the truth is, if it comes to them, if you have not thought about it beforehand, if it comes to them, it affects their delivery. It affects how they attempt to work. And at the end of the day, when they don't do their job right, you will take the blame for it, being the leader, right? So I knew the pressure would come and it would throw them off balance. What I did before they even knew about the old stuff that was happening, I had already had some conversations, sent some mail here and there. I'd already, thrown some things to the organs at the top before they came for us. I throw some things to them. Now I went back to them and tell them, okay, guys, this is it. Some things are coming, but don't worry. Just leave it to me, right? Don't worry. Just get at your work. You're not getting any extra thing to do. They are not adding any other thing for you guys to work on. We're going to work on what we have lined up. A few of them wanted to get worried, but I told them, you can trust me, right? I left them alone to focus on what they're working on while I tried to manage what was coming. Now, I can tell you for a fact that, they somehow have been able to divert that pressure off our neck as a team, right? And we're able to focus on what we're currently working on. Why? Because I had thought of it beforehand. I've played all the possible scenarios in my head. I've played what would the highest boss do? What would be the next thing he would say? I thought about it, and I've thought about how can I counter this? How can I make my case? How can I shield my people? So as a product leader, you have to think. You have to be strategic in your thinking. Think of yourself as you are playing chess. Anyway, I'm not saying you should be, but think of it that you are on a board and you are playing chess. What is the next move, right? What's the next move I want to make? What's the next move I want to make? So it's very, very important, right? It's very, very important. So the second thing, and I've said this a couple of times to us, right? You are leading a team as a product leader. Now, don't just think of yourself as a product manager, right? Who is doing the normal, right? Do your PRD, roadmap, and all of that thing. Think of yourself as a leader, right? You're working with cross-functional teams. People will be saying, when they are coming from their house, maybe they don't have joy. They don't have joy. They have anger issues. They are frustrated. They are just bent on frustrating you, right? They have their egos. They have their insecurities. They have different issues they are dealing with. And you still have to work with them as a leader, right? You have to work with them as a leader. So one thing is very important. You must know how to influence people without authority. Now, oftentimes, I've seen product managers within, product managers that are in my space, right? Especially people that work maybe directly under me, that work directly under me. I've seen them, how they handle cases. I've seen them have issues with developers. He's not responsive. He's this and that. He's frustrating me. He's doing all that. Yes. So first off, and I've always told you, engineers ordinarily are not your friend, right? And of course, everybody has their ego. Now, other than wanting to exercise your authority as a product manager, you rather think of influence. How do I influence these people? right? I'm going to give you an example of what I mean. So I've spoken with a lot of engineers, and they say things like, you people, you are thinking like you are doing like you are the CEO. And of which a lot of times, product managers sometimes they can be overboard, right? Overboard. They want to, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why have you not done it? And the guy is looking, what is wrong with this guy? I'm writing the code. I'm the one doing the job. They feel like you're not doing anything. They are forgetting that you are doing like a huge chunk of the work. You are simplifying their work for them. But them, they feel like you're not doing anything and you're coming at them. What are they doing? They feel like, does this guy wants to be claiming right over me? So as a product leader, right, you should think of influence. Now, how do I, and I've given you tricks, right? I've given you tricks. First thing first, right? One of the ways you can influence people is being their friends, right? Being their friends, right? Being their friends. A lot of my engineers, I'm first their friends, right? But then being their, I define it. There are times where I escalate. There are times where I take the bullet for them. There are times where I protect them. There are times, in fact, some of my engineers will tell me, on my boss, Alpha, I beg move there to see me. I get one other gig where they work and blah blah. Sometimes I say, guy, we gotta do, no worry. But the thing is, I am able to make you do my job, right? There are days I just go beyond. There are days I just go beyond. It's not even in my pay. I just go beyond, the normal day-to-day job. Sometimes I just feel like, okay, guys, let me send you something for lunch. Yeah, take some things for lunch. I'm not saying you should go and be dashing them money. They are paid to do their job. I'm just saying that I'm rather thinking of how I can influence them. I'm rather thinking of how I can make them do my job, other than feeling like I am their chief. They must do my job. The truth is, nobody will do anything for them if they don't do their job, and they will most likely come for your head. Now, this is it. This is dicey. Product management is a lot. The engineer is not doing his job. Everybody is seeing that he's not doing his job, but they will not come for the engineer who is not doing his job. A lot of times, they will come for you, who is their manager, who is not writing code. Maybe you don't even know how to write a line of code. Your engineers will frustrate you. You have already fought with them, and your boss is still coming and hammering you. So why not just think of influencing them other than, trying to be their boss? Now, as I am talking to you right now, you can be sure that my engineers are working. Why? Because we need to close out something before Monday. Now, they could have told me that this weekend, Baba, I know you do anything. But the thing is, my engineer is seeing me as my guy. I don't want for my guy hand. I have to do it. You understand? Sometimes they go overboard. Sometimes they go out of their ways just to make it happen. In fact, there are days that in order to protect them, I just go there and just, learn how to manage the stakeholders, right? And I go back to meet them, guy, how far? You fuck up, but what's up? They brace up and they get things done. So how did I get to that? I had learned to influence them. And the best way to influence them is first being their friend, right? Not bossing them around, being their friend. Now I can get to influence them. I can get to make them do what I want. But then I am not showing them like I'm their boss. Of course, a lot of time in some organizations, right? In some organizations, product managers have the power to, decide which engineer you work with, which not to work with. But then the truth is, in most enterprise, and I've worked in those different organizations, right? In most enterprise, Baba, either you like it or not, you will work with someone who will frustrate you. But then just look for a way to win the heart. So there's this guy. In one of the places I work. This guy, everybody, no one they near him because the guy does not even, so he does not even like, he's just stubborn. So the first time I got to work with him, I shared the documents with him. I said we should have a grooming section to talk about what we're working on. This guy was just all about the place. The guy was, you are the product manager, eh? That's literally how it was. You are the product manager, eh? Okay. Me, I can't work on this. So, you know, he was just throwing, I just smelled. He kept on at it. He was trying to ask me questions just to get at me. But each time he's asking the questions, you know, I try my best to answer. After a long while, you know, I just called him one day. I said, Baba, how you doing now? Right? I just, beyond all of the things that he's been doing, somehow the guy started doing my job. In fact, he would do my job. People would wonder, how are you getting this guy to do your job? You know, I make sure, in fact, and this is not about anywhere I work. In fact, not quite long. In fact, not quite long. You know, one of the QA engineers was supposed to do stuff. She didn't do the stuff, and my supposed team member was all frustrated, had escalated, called her, she wouldn't pick the call, and all of that. I said, you know what, don't worry, let me talk to her. I picked my phone, I dialed, and in 1 second, she picked my call. And she was talking. I mean, I was like, Baba, why you do like this now? You shall want for my, you know, beyond enforcing that guy, you go do the job. I I rather try to, you know, be friends, right? Manage the way I communicate with her. She did the job. In fact, she did it immediately. And when I started to talk to her, I was trying to convince her that, please now, don't give this guy troubles. He was not telling me that the guy is. Sometimes you take bullets for them. Sometimes you manage situations for them so that they can trust you, so that you can rather influence them, so that you can make them do what you want. All right. So don't always think of, I am the product manager. I am the chief here. You do my will. All right. But then there's a thin line. You know, after you want to, that's the word, you empathize with them. You know, you try to understand them. So a lot of times you don't even care about how they feel, and you just want to come and have them do your job. So sometimes you find out, how are you doing now? One of my developers gave birth, and nobody called. I called, how are you doing now? About baby, when are we eating rice? Those little things matter, matter. Let them see that this person cares about me. Now they will think beyond just the job to wanting to satisfy their guy. You get to want to satisfy their guy. There have been cases where we have limited staff, right? And we had projects to do. They had their backlog, they had the way they have broken these tasks, that this is how we're going to do it. Don't disturb our engineer, blah, 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 blah. I didn't even talk. I didn't talk. I just called the engineer. I said, how far my guy again now? They were surprised that I came back and gave update that my own part of the job had been done. They didn't know that beyond just the whole office shenanigans, I have a working relationship with this person, right? I can call my DevOps engineer anytime, he answers me and he does my job. I can call my engineers anytime, they do my job. I can call my QA anytime, she does my job, because first, I have never for once wanted to show power. I've always empathized with them. I've always thought about how they feel. I've always protected their interest. So when I'm asking for one favor, you don't have a choice, right? You don't have a choice. So anytime I get angry and I escalate, they know that. So there should be time you escalate as a leader. There should be time you escalate. Maybe after you escalate. So when you escalate, they respect the escalation. They know that they are fucked up. They know that they are fucked up. So, beyond the authority, because this is one mistake a lot of product managers do. But you can't afford to do that, as a product leader. You can't afford to do that. Rather than authority, think of influence, right? Don't try to be the boss. Every human has ego. When you try to grow their ego, they want to fight back. You understand? So you can control people without them knowing that you're controlling them. All right, so that would be two things that I've spoken about. So let me talk about one other thing I think is very important, right? Stakeholder management, right? Stakeholder management is very, very important. You should learn to engage with important stakeholders, the executives, your customers, your team. You understand? And in our previous classes, I've taught us how we can manage each of these stakeholders, right? Your customers, right? How you can manage your bosses, how you can manage your team. It's very, very important to manage. So for your bosses, a lot of times, before you don't wait for them to come and ask you for feedbacks. You go to them and tell them this is the feedback. You understand? Tell them. Let them feel like, yes, I'm involved. I'm involved. I'm involved. Make suggestions to them. Always see, one of the scams that we're falling into. I remember when I was working with one, US based company. It was a community of the white, and I'm not saying this because I want to. Please, no intention, no other intention meant. So I was in a team, and one of the things I didn't know how to do well was to talk about the things I'm doing, to give feedback to my boss, to also always make my noise, not noise in that sense, talk about things I'm doing, engage, just wanting to engage with executive, engage with, that's one harm of the management. I would only discover that it got to a point. My then boss does not, have direct contact with me. I have a line manager, right? So my line manager was the admin guy, and I've been seeing this feeling like this guy's not doing anything. This guy's not doing anything. Out of frustration, at that time, I left the job, right? I left the job out of frustration. When I got into the second place, right? This time it was also a foreign organization. So I spoke with a friend about some of the frustration I was facing. So I spoke with a friend about one of the frustration I'm facing, and one of the response he gave me, which was profound, was the fact that I have not learned to, manage my stakeholders in the sense that I've not learned to manage my direct line manager. Even if my line manager is obstinate, I've not learned to also manage the other stakeholders. So it got to that point when I was now in the second place. When we're in maybe general meeting, maybe the maybe head of technology, maybe the head of operations, or so to say, want to have a meeting with the house, or the CEO wants to converse. When he talks, I started to learn to talk. I started to learn to talk about the things I'm doing. I started to learn to send emails, right? Giving weekly breakdown of what we have done this week, what I've achieved this week, and what we look to achieve next week. Next week, I started to learn how to tell them that way. They felt they felt this guy is doing so much. It got so beautiful that it got to a point in that organization that even when this is YouTube, should I be saying this? When I am probably free, they have a sense that I am working. Why? Because I have also learned to manage them. So I give updates on the things I'm working on. I give them. So another arm to management is, so there was recently one of the organization I work with. Recently, there was a management directive for us to implement certain things on the product. So, and they gave us a very thin timeline to achieve that, which ideally it won't work. So a lot of times, I'm not saying you should lie, a lot of times, managing your stakeholders can be you trying to play along with them. You understand? They ask you do this and you must do it in 1 week. You know that sometimes when you say no, it's not fruitful. It's not fruitful. You won't get anywhere. And they start to see in the corporate world, it's one of the things you want to do is one of the things you want to do is to always be in the good books of your bosses. You don't want to be in their bad books because you will pay for it. Either ways, you will pay for it. So they sent a mail and blah blah blah. You must do it. This mail is coming from the Topmost top. I don't want to. It's going on. Don't want. I see my name in mails. I say, guy, where did these people know me? You must do it. You must do it. I said, no, voila. I've learned. When I first came into that organization, I wanted to, I wanted to say, these are the facts. These are the this. These are the these. It can't work. Blah blah blah. I saw that I would have problem. I would have problem. It is not wise to argue with these people. Part of the ways to manage them, I learned that, okay, when they say, just say, okay, right? Agree with them. Don't argue. Because sometimes when your bosses feel like the final authority, when you object them, they feel like, who is this guy? You will get frustrated. So I learned, and it's part of stakeholder management. I learned not to argue with them. I just agree, okay, and we get to work. But this is it. So, they're already telling me my time is up. So let me just quickly wrap up, So learn how to manage the stakeholders, communicate with them, give them feedback. So like I was saying, so what I was not doing is before they come back to me to ask for updates, I tell them what the update is. I give them a lot of time. I say, don't by this time tomorrow, before the close of business. Even when I know that before the close of business, don't let me laugh. I know that before the close of business, nothing will happen. I'll just give them that timeline so that they feel like, okay, yeah. Before that same close of business, I'll come back to give them updates. So that way we are fine and we are doing our job. All right. So you must, when you are making decisions as a product leader, you must use data. You can't just decide. You must be data driven. Make informed decisions, and there's only one way to make informed decisions. All of these things I'm just recapping. I think I've mentioned it to us in classes. You use data to make your decisions, right? I will stop here, right, so that I can talk about how you can find a job. So you must be resilient. You must be able to adapt. See, problem will come for you as a product manager. Problem will come for you. But then you must be resilient and you must learn how to thrive out even in that problem. You will always have them bash you. You always have people who want to say things. But then you should learn to, know how to navigate your way through those parts. I revamped an entire product. And while I was revamping that product, it made me feel like I was not doing anything until recently. When they started to say, guy, you did a great, I said, yeah? So really, I did a great job. But then I found a way to navigate through that part. So let me end that here, right? Let me end that here. So how do you find job? I'm going to we can have that conversation maybe extensively outside there, right? Because of this time. So how do you find job? I want to tell you that most of the jobs I've done through my 5 years in the product space has been through recommendations, right? Has been through recommendations. People just tell them, this guy, in fact, including my foreign gigs, right? My foreign gigs are through recommendations. Through recommendations. So how do you get recommendations? You need to network with people, network with people, network with people, meet with people who are in the same path as you are, network with them. So for the fun of it, most head of product in most of the organizations in the fintech in the space in Nigeria, some of them are my friends. Product head of organization are my friends. Some startup founders are my friend. So it's easy for me to tell them, guy, are they open? They can just easily recommend me. So network is very important. So recently, there is more ways you can do it, but then that is very important. Networking is very, very important. Network. So there are some, these days, most of the jobs I apply for on ads, really, most of the jobs are internal. So if you have not stood in that place, if you have not met that person, you might not be able to get it. So that's that. So now I'm thinking to cross into the Web3 space, right? And one of the things I did, because of that, I just want to say the story so that I can just cap up a lot of things together. One of the things I did, when I was going to come into the fintech space, I think one of the facilitators are aware. I told him I want to go into this fintech space because I'm looking to go to Web3, but then let me start with fintech because a lot of these Web3 people, what they are doing is payment gateway. So let me start with fintech. I was intentional. In fact, I got into fintech space via a friend, via just a WhatsApp chat, WhatsApp conversation. That's just it. So now I want to go into Web3. What am I doing now? I don't usually I'm not that kind of person that goes to LinkedIn and post, I have accomplished this. It's good, it's good. You need to put yourself out there. People need to see you, but then I'm just learning to do it. So what did I do? I knew that one of the ways to do it is I need to level LinkedIn. So first off, I first had a conversation with friends who are into the Web3 space, right? Friends who are into the Web3 space. And some of the things they do was just via email, sent a mail, copied me in the mail with some recruiters and all of those things. Myself, I went on LinkedIn and I started to look out for, recruiters in the Web3 space. And I started to have conversations. I started to build relationships with them. So that when it's time for me to finally cross into that space, from the relationship I've built, from the network I'm trying to build in that space, I can easily get a role. I can easily get a role. And of course, we're getting there. So basically, there are a lot of ways you can actually find a job. But because of time, let me stop at this. You learn to network, right? With whichever platform, whichever way, try to network, right? Most jobs now are more internal than outside. Only a few jobs you will get, via application. Sometimes 2 months ago or thereabout, it was just okay. How I got my first gig, we'll talk about that. I don't know if time will permit me to say that because they're already ringing me. All right, um, so my first job. Let me talk about my first job. My first job was literally through networking. Through networking, right? Through networking. So I was in the digital marketing space, right? I was a digital marketer for for that time. So I knew that I was a digital marketer from there. Through a friend, I got a gig, right, to create content for a particular gaming organization, a US-based gaming organization, through a friend network, through a friend. So, and I put my heart in what I was doing. So I kept doing what I was doing. I was connecting with all of the guys in the team. Their CTO then became my friend, all of that. So the CTO just told me one time, okay, so let me just wrap up my story. They told me it's time already. He told me one time, what do you think about product management? And somehow, through that CTO, I got my first, my first product job, and that's how I've been navigating through the path. So, networking. So we would converse outside there. More ways you can actually, find a job. So thank you very much. Enjoy your night rest, and I have to go. Thank you very much, everyone.
All right, thank you, Mr. Glamila. That was fiery. I was in both sessions, and I can tell you, I think I want to believe I gained more than everyone else at the back end of the call, both from the portfolio building. The funny thing is, let me shock you. I use Busy for other things. I use Busy for other things. This is the first time I'm using Busy for product management. Okay, I use it for other things, and this is the first time I'm using it for product management, which means I learned that from this class. Also there was a host of things Lamela was sharing that it's a good thing to have heard, and I sincerely want to believe we all got a whole lot from it. I believe we all got a whole lot from it. We have short time. I would like to speak to our Capstone project. So I would want us to, please, I beg you, come back to these videos and watch them. That's how you will learn. there's really no amount of time we want to give to it. People, we are talking of years of experience. Do you understand? Um, I know that the BC used to work a lot in banking before she also worked in product management for long. The same with Damila also worked, he shared it just now, digital marketing before product management for long, you know. I've also spent a lot of time in research, in economic research before I moved into project management, then of course digital marketing and product management. So the journey is long for many of us, and if you want to compress all of that into 1 or 2 hours, you may not spend, you will spend a lot of time, you know. So bear with us and trust me, just come back to the videos. Thank you so much, PC. That was great. Thank you, Bamila. There was a lot we've learned, and we always keep learning. So, big one, guys. Um, at the beginning of this project, I gave you guys an instruction: carry your product along. So it's a clear instruction: carry your product along. So I want to believe you've all done that, and I want to believe you have been doing that. And that is what your capstone project will be about. We've shared your capstone project with the later management. It should be up anytime soon. Anytime soon. It should be up anytime soon. So I believe that you have a lot of work to do, and I will not lie to you. It's not going to be simple. You have to. You have been doing since day one to now is in your capstone project, and you are going to do it on your product. The only thing you are not doing is you are not developing it. Of course, you are not doing the UI UX. That's all. But you're doing almost every other thing. We've sent it out. It will be published for you guys to work with, and the deadline we gave, I don't know if they will increase it, is November 7th to submit it. So you have till that time. And so your job is simple. Your product idea, you're going to pick it from the beginning to the end. Please, if you have questions on your capstone project, reach out to us and just reach out to your admin people. They will give you how to reach us. If you have questions on your capstone project, ask on your communication group. They will reach out to us, and then we'll supply you answers. You know, we'll supply you answers. So that's about it on capstone project. Before Yeah, I guess I'm back on now. Okay, yeah, sorry. Apologies. I think our network just glitched a bit. So, yes, in rounding off, I wanted you guys to, yes, thank you very much. Apologies. It's in rounding off, I wanted you guys to know that your capstone project is like a summation of the two things they have said. And I would explain to you. Some people will be hoping to just pick up letter certificates and just plaster it, and just pick up a job. It doesn't really work like that. And I'm saying it to help you. It doesn't really work like that. So this is it. You have not worked before as a product manager, right? And that's what we did. You have not worked before. You have not worked before. Thank you very much. So you don't have anything to write on your portfolio. You don't have anything to write on your CV as a product manager. The first thing you can write is this product you told you to build. Let me shock you. My first product role that I got, it was the Capstone project I used to defend that role. Do you understand? And I really want to tell you that. And I'm telling you, I know that many of you, you hear what everyone is saying and you assume that's where you start from. And trust me, from my heart, that's my prayer for you. However, the world is real. The world is real and we cannot deceive ourselves. The truth is the truth. So this is it. I want to encourage you. If you find your friends who have a product, volunteer with them. My first experience in product management, I volunteered on a French product. In fact, I was paying for the domain name subscription for I think for about 4, 5, 6 months. I volunteered for a friend. I was paying for it. It was an e-commerce platform. I can't forget. It was an e-commerce platform. He launched for a while before he stopped, but that was my first experience. You know, let me tell you something. That's on my. In fact, I removed it from my CV. I think I removed it 2 months ago before I got to remove it, and that's because the product is no longer out there. Do you understand? So your portfolio, the one that BC told us about, will help you to say you have an experience. So your portfolio and your volunteer experience will help you to write a CV. Damila also talked about leadership, which I won't go into, but I'll talk about the ending of his because trust me, that leadership, no matter how much you want to be a bad leader, you will learn on the job. I can tell you that. By the time two developers frustrate you, you will be humble. That one is easy. However, on getting the job, you can't joke with networking. Let me shock you. I was at a wedding event 2 days ago, and we're just discussing. I got a friend from InterSwitch, one of their top guys there. I got a friend who was a founder, and the guy keeps calling me, guy, I beg go at the lobby for one bank. Oh. If the bank project clicks, I'm calling you, please. Let's work on it together. I don't know these guys from Adam. I'm attending a conference next week. Guess how many business cards I did for my office? From my own, for my role in my office, I'm doing about 100 that I'm going with. And I will share. Networking. And as Bamila said, he said he doesn't talk before. You can see the way he talks now. You have to speak up. It's an extroverted word. You can't be quiet. So, yes, that rounds off everything we're doing for you guys. And henceforth, we'll be hearing from the management about the next steps to be taken. But I believe that this week ends all our lectures. And I must say, on behalf of all my colleagues, thank you very much. It's a privilege. If we are coming here and you are not there, well, all we're doing is just, sorry to use the word, it's horse shit. But since you guys are here, you're helping us, and I want to appreciate the opportunity to be a part of your journey, sincerely. It's a privilege. And I'm telling you that no matter how much we have trained, I know Bamila and I have had another product management training somewhere before, and we had close to 20 students or so. But it doesn't matter. It's a one bank, it's a one customer mindset. All of you are unique. I know a lot of you have messaged me on LinkedIn, and you can testify that I still treat you uniquely. All of you are unique. You're not. I don't see 200 students. I don't see 20. I don't see 100. I see just one person, and it's important to us. So no matter what, don't over assume. There's no one here that has reached out to me that will say he didn't get a response. Don't just think they are busy. They're important. No, it's a privilege. I want to help you on the journey, and please, I beg you, try to do your assignments well. Try to do your projects well so that you can also get into the mentorship session. You may not get that job, but many of us are on products that we can carry you along. And I'm telling you that if all you did on my product or any product that I added you to was just that you wrote one line in the PRD, I can tell you for a fact you are free to write it on your CV. And Damila can also testify to that. BC can testify. If all you did was just to suggest something, you are free to write on your CV. You understand? And so please reach out, do your work well. We will talk more on the mentorship session. I really do hope all of you make it to the mentorship session. Do what you got to do. And the sky is not your limit, it's your starting point. Thank you once again. Thank you to the Lita management. This is a privilege. Thank you to all our students. And I can tell you, you have a long way to go. Before I go, don't forget I said something at the beginning. You are the entrepreneurship arm of this training. So don't just think of submitting your assignment to me. Take your product seriously as something you want to do and do your assignments well. Who knows where you can take it from there. Thank you very much. Do have a great time. BC says thank you. Sorry they cannot come back. Bamila says a huge thank you. Of course, we'll still meet at the mentorship arm. Love you guys. Do have a great time.